Take a bite of this. You want to see how that tastes?
Having kind of an unusual press conference tonight. I'd like all of you who are just supportive, you can come on back and just be up here with us. Just come and stand with us. Okay, stand over here. All the community folks, just come up.
I support.
All right. No, that's I understand you. You want? Okay. Just come and stand with us. Stand with us.
I'm gonna support you from back here.
That's okay.
All right.
Appreciate it. Just find a little corner somewhere. Appreciate everybody coming out. So there's been a lot of controversy and conversation around what to do with the Shuman Center that's been closed for some time. Tonight, we'll be sending this statement out that you'll be receiving to County Exec Fitzgerald, to the County Treasurer John Weinstein, to Corey O'Connor, the County Controller, to all of our county members of County Council, to Judge Kim Berkeley Clark, who is the President Judge of Allegheny. And what we're doing tonight is we're going to have different partners. First of all, anybody with an organization, just shout out your organizational name. Just shout them out.
We the people of 412.
Community
All right.
United Together.
South Pittsburgh Coalition for Peace. Fighting back.
Pittsburgh High Ground Ministry.
Penn.
John Lewis Coalition in the House.
Penn, Pennsylvania Faith Impact Network.
Alliance for Police
African
Accountability.
Methodist Episcopal Church, North South Partnership Project.
BPAP.
Coalition Against Violence.
One Hood.
Peace is possible.
Let's see. One thing before we start, Leona, Tina is here, that's her spot. Would you come and give her that section? I just want you to read that. Everybody all set? So this letter will be going out tonight by email to the county leadership, and we're hoping they will take the wisdom of some 20-plus organizations and agencies that are coming together to state our case. If the county decides that a physical detention center is needed, and we question that need, we're asking you, please, don't pass the buck. Don't shun your responsibility to find a solution by hiring a private company to jail our youth.
You should not consider committing any child to a detention center, either as a public or private facility, without first considering the many better alternatives to incarceration. Home confinement, short-term shelter care, and family therapy are some of the youth-centered methods that are an alternative to detention centers, better alternatives.
Evening resource centers that receive support services, recreational opportunities, and educational support and counseling are better alternatives to incarceration. Youth diversion programs, such as those offered by us at One Hood Media, work very well. These programs allow children to provide services to the community without giving them a criminal record.
Thank you for watching this video of Pittsburgh Events. To watch this video again or any other video from Pittsburgh Events, you can go to the YouTube channel. It's 18 Rico. It's youtube.com/18RICCO. Again, thank you for watching, and you can check out this video and any other video from Pittsburgh Events and many other videos that didn't make it on TV.
We know that you are considering what to do with our young men and women who are accused of committing a crime. Our group stands united in opposition to any proposal that would open a privately run youth detention center. Privately run youth detention centers hurt children. They don't offer proper care or services. They make more money when more kids are in jail, which is morally wrong. We're not going to do that.
We invite the city's leading corporations, foundations, and educational institutions to step forward and fund a new structure that will provide expanded support services to Pittsburgh's troubled youth. We need to create alternatives to incarceration so that when an incident occurs, there is a better place than jail or a detention facility to place a child in crisis. Maybe troubled teenagers need mental health services, not punishment or prison. Creating alternatives to incarceration must be the top priority of county leadership. Black, brown, and poor communities of Allegheny County and the schools therein must be equitably invested, and so our youth can thrive.
Think of the inherent conflicts. If private companies would hire people to run programs and provide services, they would have to spend money, and that would take away from their profits. A private company makes more money if more children are in jail.
Examples of unforgivable abuses by private companies entrusted with the care of children litter the internet. Most recently, on August 22nd of 2022, the Associated Press reported that 2 Pennsylvania judges were ordered to pay $200 million after they sent children to for-profit prisons in return for receiving kickbacks.
So remember, we were talking about the judges who were ordered to pay $200 million after they sent kids to for-profit prisons in return for kickbacks. So with this flagrant abuse in Luzerne County so fresh in our minds, we believe it's outrageous that Allegheny County would even consider opening a Kids for Cash detention center here. The horrific track record of privately run juvenile detention facilities should act as a glaring red light to stop such action. Look at these examples. In Michigan, in Texas, and Louisiana, and the state of Florida, private companies have abused, neglected, and beaten the children placed in their care. Don't allow this to happen here.
We acknowledge that the Shuman Youth Detention Center, when it was run by the county, had more than its share of troubles. That's why, if you reopen a youth detention facility, you must make sure that it is monitored with community oversight, visited regularly, and staffed safely. The county needs to be legally accountable for the safety of the children placed in this care.
As government leaders in Allegheny County, you are facing a difficult decision that is too important to make without involving the public. Our groups and others care deeply about finding a solution that will be fair to all involved. Please allow us to participate in discussions to help you search for solutions that can protect our youth and the public. Solicit guidance and funding from the corporate, philanthropic, and educational community. Discuss the situation in public before you make your decision. The lives of children, the lives of our children, and their future are at stake.
I'm gonna have EPEP committee organizer list the supporters of this statement.
And guys, I want to take the time to thank every one of you for standing here for this. There's some others that might be in the room now that didn't get advance notice, but we look forward to working together to bring this to fruition and other leaders following and listening to what our concerns are. Shout out to One Hood. Shout out to Alliance for Police Accountability, APA. Shout out to Bethel AME, Pittsburgh, PA. Of course, BPAP, thank you. Destiny Faith Church. Shout out to Greater Pittsburgh Coalition Against Violence and their work. Shout out to Healthy Learning Village Initiative. Shout out to Hill District Ministers Alliance. A shout out to John Lewis Transformative Coalition doing the good work. Shout out to Muhammad Mosque 22 and the good brothers there. Shout out to the NAACP Pittsburgh branch, Resurrected. Shout out to the Northside Pittsburgh Partnership Project. Shout out to the Pennsylvania Interfaith Impact Network. You guys are great. Shout out to Pittsburgh Higher Ground, always there to support communities. Shout out to the Peace is Possible Coalition, finding ways to be involved. Thank you. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Quaker Working Group Against Racism. A shout out to the Pittsburgh Coalition for Peace. The South Pittsburgh Coalition for Peace. Pastor Eileen, keep it up. Southwest PA District of AME Church and the Allegheny Scranton District of the church. Thanks for the faith and belief. Shout out to Tai Chi for Health Institute, which we all know we got to tune up our spiritual. Shout out to
Just spell the letters.
Oh yeah, UHLMEE Alliance. that was a word. A shout out to Rich Carrington and Voice Against Violence. Shout out to Western Pennsylvania Black Political Assembly. A shout out to West End Power, my sister Terry over there. Shout out to Youth Enrichment Services working in our communities to help find solutions. We all need to continue to work together. There's only one way we're going to get these initiatives and things done. We can scream and yell at each other all day, but until we unify and stand on these platforms together as a unit, these leaders aren't going to hear us. And we'll be a joke forever. So either we stand now together or, we're moving forward here. So let's go.
Does anyone from the media have a question for us? As you can see, we have a great variety of supporters for this mission and this position. And we're very strong about this position. We think it's the only position that people should be taking.
So
Any
you
questions?
feel,
Otherwise, we
you
would
feel
not-
that the county
Yes,
should
sir.
you feel that the county should run a detention center for the youth?
We believe in what we wrote. We are emphasizing services, supportive services. We don't want our kids to be, we definitely don't want our kids to be sent to the jail, an adult jail. We don't want our kids, and let's be honest, most of them are going to be black, brown, and or poor, who are sent outside of the county to other facilities. Those individuals who are in those economic situations are the least likely to be able to go and visit their loved ones.
Yes.
Okay? So we don't want them in a jail. We don't want them sent out of Allegheny County. We want the emphasis to be on services, support services, recreational services, mental health services, whatever. If there has to be a facility, it cannot be privately run. That's all we're saying. Simple. Anything else?
How'd you guys come to this agreement? Like, how'd you come
We
to
had some various discussions in the last few weeks with several people on Zoom calls. And the feeling was, we need to cry out before we're crying that decisions have been made for our children.
Yes.
That
Thank you for watching this video of Pittsburgh Events. To watch this video again or any other video from Pittsburgh Events, you can go to the YouTube channel as 18 Rico. It's youtube.com/18RICCO. Again, thank you for watching, and you can check out this video and any other video from Pittsburgh Events and many other videos that didn't make it on TV.
The leadership of Allegheny County after tonight cannot say they didn't know that a lot of people feel the way that we've described in our letter, because this was written collectively. We fine-tuned it up to the last couple hours, trying to meet the input that we felt was important. But we think we have a document that can stand on its own.
If I may ask the question, do you all think it would be in the best interest of the group, the collective group, to wait until after the election when Mr. Fitzgerald is out, or
prior to? We must.
No. We have to be proactive for change. Final decisions, as far as we know, have not been reached. And if there have been any that we don't know about, they need to rethink, like yesterday. So we cannot, we cannot wait till Rich Fitzgerald is out of office. He has another 11 months to go or whatever. We can't wait for that. We want people to know the position of several organizations now. So they cannot say, we didn't know how people felt. And you can see it's an interracial group, it's a cross-sectional group in many ways, and this is our position. And it's not going to change.
What kind of services do we have for children that are involved in shootings, like at the funeral when they're 16 years old? What would you like to have them go, or where would you like to have them go?
You want a hood person? You want to Farouk, you want to comment on what you do?
We're currently working on a campaign or an initiative of sorts called We Keep Us Safe, that's specifically targeted the youth in the city, not only active in community violence, adjacent, and victimized. We're not trying to exclude anybody. We understand that everybody's situation is different. Someone like myself would come from this very environment. I wish I had a platform or a program, something like this when I was younger, where I had elders that are from the community invested in my future, my well-being, my development, but also providing me with a safe space for my lived experience. More often than not, we exclude these youth that go through these situations and we cast them aside. What we're doing at One Hood is we're making an inclusive environment for these youngers that come from the road, that come from these environments, to not only be heard and listened to, talked to, and work with in a way that's going to be conducive to the development, the health, and having them be respected members of the community.
Is that before a shooting happens or after?
Yes, all of it. We're working proactively. We're working retroactively. We understand that in our communities, we can't always respond to every fire the moment it happens. Right? Sometimes we have to be responsive, and us being responsive in a holistic way is what we're aiming to do. And an opportunity that we can be proactive with this program, that's exactly what we're aiming to do, creating media and allowing these youth to galvanize and exist in a sphere that's completely led by them. Not people that are older than them telling them what they should do. We're allowing the youth the opportunity to have their voices be heard and advocate for themselves while we lead from the back.
Where is your information? Can you give us the information, the camera people here?
OneHood.org. www.onehood.org. If you have any questions, Farouk at onehood.org. Thank you.
Thank you.
English Burton?
Yeah, English Burton Northside Partnership Project. I want to go back to my man's question, before or after. I mean, man, if you got people in the street shooting people, you understand what I'm saying? And I've been watching them for years. I call them the gang that can't shoot straight, because they always shooting somebody that ain't got nothing to do with their beat.
That's right.
And those are not the ones, man, that's coming to the programs. They ain't doing them, They done with that. They done already made a decision. 16, 17, 18 years old, they done made a decision what they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Especially after you done harm to somebody. You ain't going into no program and play tiddlywinks. You ain't doing that. So the programs that's established is good, man, for the kids. See, but my organization, we going straight for the shooters. That's who we want, because that's who's causing, man, all the chaos, destruction, and death. We going straight for the shooters. That's who. That's what this is all supposed to be about. You understand what I'm saying? Because that little stuff that they was doing over Shuman Center for the kids getting suspended, you know, because you got a 13-year-old man, you understand what I'm saying, you know, in the 8th grade, and he got a 150-pound teacher in front of him, and he weighed 230. He wearing size 14 shoes. When he bark, he going to the principal's office. And after so many times, he going to Shuman Center. You know, it's about being in the schools. You understand what I'm saying? It's about being, man, it's about, man, all these organizations coming together. I'm saying One Hood, BPEP, Northside Partnership. I mean, hey, man, you got to lock hands because you know what? One organization can't do it.
That's right. Right.
Collective, man, that's what's needed. I mean, a real, not just a one coming from the mouth. I'm talking about a physical collective. Needs to happen, man, from one side of this town to the other. We got between 55 and 60 neighborhoods, man, that make up the city of Pittsburgh. We need to lock them all down.
Tell us where you're from again, sir.
I'm from Northside Partnership Project.
How does one get a hold of you? How does one get a hold of your organization?
Hey, can't miss me, man. I'm all over the place. Okay. But anyway, my number is 412-403-2303.
Appreciate that.
Right? And we got, we just bought a Pittsburgh Public School 5 years ago. We're in the process of renovating it. We got all kind of stuff for the kids. When everybody closed down during the pandemic, we stayed open.
There you go.
Because the kids had to have some place to go. You know? Kids, man, is my business. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I reach out to anybody and everybody, man, that want to hook up, you know, to stop this violence, man. You know? One more thing. Listen. Private detention centers, man, ain't nothing, man, but legalized sweatshops. That's right. See, a lot of people don't know. Them Nikes and Pumas and all that stuff that they be wearing, paying $200 for, that come from a private prison.
That's right. Yes, it does. Think about it.
That come from a private prison. And it's gonna be the same. And let me tell you something, man. Youth detention centers, they ain't nothing, man, but apprenticeship programs. Apprenticeship programs, man, for these kids, man, to flow into the bigger prison system.
Yeah, come on now, preach.
You know, they talking about school, the prison pipeline. That ain't nothing new.
That's it.
You know, that ain't nothing new. We need the man lock arms. You understand what I'm saying? We don't need no press conferences. We need to get into a room. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Put some solutions on the table, man. And you know what? The same thing, man, that's working on the west side, it's gonna be working on the east side. It's gonna be working on the north side, because you know what? It's gonna be one message. See, every group, man, got something that they say, but we need one message, man, to coalesce behind. You know? All right? Right. Tim want me to stop it. I can stay there all night.
Thank you for watching this video of Pittsburgh Events. To watch this video again or any other video from Pittsburgh Events, you can go to the YouTube channel as 18 Rico. It's youtube.com/18RICCO. Again, thank you for watching, and you can check out this video and any other video from Pittsburgh Events and many other videos that didn't make it on TV.
Opportunity. All right, Yvonne, introduce yourself.
Yvonne Rainey. I'm a community activist, educator, woman of God, mother, grandmother, and an advocate for my community. You have to once be invested in the community and care about the community and care about our children, black, brown, orange, green, or purple. They're still youth. So as I look around this room, we might not have been directly affected by the violence, but we have indirectly been affected by the violence, because every child's life do matter. So I say to you, each and every one of you around this room, think about what you can do. How can you make a difference? Be boots on the ground. You talk it, you walk it. Don't fear our young folks. They need us. They're in a pivotal point right now, y'all. They're reaching out. They need help. They need us. Some people, I'm scared of talking to you. I'm not. Because, you know, the first thing they say, I ain't talking to him. Me and Manuel Williams, we're out here. Manuel's from the community. Come on up here, please. And the thing of it is this, we don't fear. We fear God, not man, nor child. Because we have a purpose. We have a reason. Take it seriously. Take it seriously, you guys, because we need this now. We can't wait till yesterday, tomorrow. And with our political people in their faces. That's right. We put them in, we take them out. That's right. Every vote counts, every vote matters. Right. One thing I like to give kudos out to Katie Lovelace. I'm going to tell you what, this is a woman of another color. There was an incident that happened in Homewood, and she was there on the spot. She wasn't afraid to go up there and advocate for that young black male because he had been on probation. He was going to go to jail because our protect and serve had already tagged him. You know what it is, black while driving, okay? Let's keep it real. This woman stood up, got out of her car, went over there and said that she's with him. Now, who does that? Stand up, Miss Katie Lovelace. Please, stand up. Let's keep it 100. We need more people like her to step out and step up because she didn't have to do it. Look at her. That's a white woman standing up for a black man with 2 children. And if the powers to be had it, they'd incarcerated him. He'd lost his job. He'd have been down to AG's Allegheny County Jail. Come on, y'all. We got to do better. So I'm calling everybody out right now. Stand up, stand out, say something, be there, boots on the ground.
How does the people get a hold of you? How does, I'm sorry guys.
Pittsburgh High Ground Ministry. Yvonne Rainey, 412-503-5632. Boots on the ground, John Lewis. Good trouble. Y'all get in it. All right.
That's right. That's right. Good evening. Reverend Eileen Smith, Executive Director, South Pittsburgh Coalition for Peace. Unfortunately, South Pittsburgh has the third highest incidence of homicide related to gun violence in all 6 zones of Pittsburgh. I came out of retirement as a violence and injury prevention nurse consultant for the state to be the executive director of this organization several years ago. I don't regret it. We are a boots on the ground organization. We have several initiatives, but our South Pittsburgh Peacemakers are a main initiative where we go out and we target these youth, high-risk youth, the highest risk youth, and the shooters. And we try to get them off the street, offer them alternatives to violence. We have a resource referral coordinator that we send these young people and their families to her. And she deals with all of those risk factors. And we are a conglomeration, a collaboration of people around the table trying to make a difference and save lives. Won't you get involved? Thank you.
How do you, your information? We need your information for the cameras.
Revy Smith at spcoalitionforpeace.org. We are on Facebook and we do have a website as well.
Thank you.
So thank you all for being with us, and the letter's going out to our leadership tonight for the county. Hopefully they have the wisdom to respond and act appropriately. Thank you very much. We thank all our community partners to be with us. The work goes on. We will not stop. The problems continue. Have a good night.
So what's the next step?
Thank you very much.
What's the next step?
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more videos on subjects like this and many other topics. Please leave any comments in the comment section. Any questions or comments, I'll get back to them as soon as I possibly can. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.